Have you ever had a moment where you're just minding your own business, scrolling through Instagram, and suddenly you're convinced that you need to buy $100 teeth whitener? Or you've been binge watching a crime documentary and suddenly every move that your neighbor makes you think that they're a serial killer? Congratulations, my friend. You've been duped by your own mind. Our brains are like that shady friend with an ulterior motive, constantly whispering sweet nothings in our ears, convincing us to do things that might not be in our best interest. But worry not, I'm here to expose those lies and help you take back control.
I don't need no intro for you niggas, put my beat on. Take them bullshit rappers out your playlist and put me on.
Let's unmask these sneaky little biases that we all have. Starting with confirmation bias. It's the mental equivalent of cherry-picking evidence that supports your pre-existing beliefs. Like that anti-vaxxer who just reads blog articles from a conspiracy website. It's like only watching Fox News if you're a Republican, or watching MSNBC
This is a
if you're a
very
Democrat.
big week for the president. He's hosting a hugely important NATO summit.
You're just reinforcing what you believe and what you think instead of seeking out the whole truth. Next up is sunk cost fallacy. Throwing good money after bad because you've already invested so much. It's like staying in a toxic relationship because you've invested 5 years into it. It's like watching a terrible movie that sucks ass because you've paid for it. You are wasting time and money and energy into something that is not making you happy. The next one is availability bias. It's basically making snap judgments according to what first pops in your head. It's like assuming all sharks are man-eaters after watching the Jaws. Or being scared to fly because you saw a news of a plane crash and you think every time you board a plane it's gonna crash. It's like we end up making decisions and judgments based on a piece of information that we might have consumed somewhere, or if someone enforced their opinion over you and you end up living by that. That's kind of doing injustice to your mind trying to experiment with new things. And go for that fucking scuba diving sesh, or ride a plane for that matter. Stop being such a pussy. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever swiped right on someone just because they had a cute dog pic in their profile? That's the halo effect in action. We see one positive trait and we automatically assume all the others. It's like thinking someone is smart just because they wear glasses. You gotta keep yourself in check, bruv. You never know, the same people who have a dog pic in their profile might turn out to be the most psychotic motherfuckers you ever meet. Maybe you're avoiding trying new foods because you're fully convinced that you might not just like them. It's the mere exposure effect screwing up with your taste buds and your chances of trying new and good food, man. Like, go have that sushi that you always wanted to try. Maybe you end up liking it and it's not the same thing that you have been making up in your mind of it smelling like fish vagina. Like, expose yourself to it. To the sushi, of course. I don't know why I say certain things. It is just that we tend to like things that we're more familiar with, even if they're not objectively better. It's why we listen to the same old songs on repeat, even if they're kind of crappy, even if they suck balls. And bro, don't even get me started on the negativity bias. It's like focusing on the bad stuff and completely forgetting about the good one. It's like getting 10 compliments and one insult and just focusing on that one insult and forgetting about the 9 compliments that boosted your confidence. We're very susceptible to getting hurt as humans. And if someone ends up critiquing us while we're celebrating our achievements, your attention just falls back into that one critique that you got. Because it's like stealing your stardom, right? Taking away the whole idea of just being happy for that moment. Colgate and all these companies are still preferred by 9 out of 10 dentists. Imagine if they just stopped their businesses because that one dentist told them that this is shit and it won't work. We might be living off scraps and that shitty ass Crest toothpaste. I hate that, sorry. I don't like it at all. I don't know, it tastes like fucking mint and shit stuff. And this negativity bias is also why news is so depressing. Like they just end up painting one side of the picture, and and bad news sells basically. Alright, enough self-loathing. Let's talk about how to kick these babies into the curb in the most non-pedophilic serial baby killer way. I don't know why I said that. First, practice mindfulness. Start paying attention to your thoughts and feelings and question your assumptions. You know, you cannot always be living off what your parents told you when you were growing up. You have to someday challenge their assumptions. And challenge their assumptions not in a way that you have to fight them for what you believe in, but at least try rethinking them. Try rethinking what you consume on social media. Like, according to you, one of your friends that has such a glorious life on Instagram might be struggling in real life. So, you should know that social media is not reality and you shape your own reality. So start questioning your assumptions, bro, and practice mindfulness. Second, get out of your bubble. Talk to people who have different experiences and beliefs than you. You might end up learning a thing or two. Or if you're too scared to talk to people, try reading articles and blogs and social media posts that completely challenge your worldview and what you believe in. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it's the only way to grow. You cannot always just stick to one side of the story. And it's unfair to you, man. If you just end up dying without knowing a different part of the world because you were too busy focusing on what you believe in, you might not be making the best use out of your life. And third, don't be afraid of changing your mind. We as humans, we're constantly evolving and learning. And it's okay sometimes to admit that you're wrong. In fact, it's a sign of strength, man. It's a sign that you are not so egoistic and stuck up with your own opinions. And you're more than open to be experimenting with new ones. It's good to know the other side of the story, my friends. You'll enjoy it. So, are you ready to take the red pill and look at the world through a new lens? To break away from the matrix of your own biases? I challenge you to question everything you think you know. Seek out different perspectives and embrace the uncomfortable. The truth might be scary, but it's also your brain might be a lying liar, but you don't have to.
Leave a couple bodies in the bag. Had this feeling happy cause I know I carry the weight of the world in my motherfucking head. I be looking for the gold, I be looking for the bread. Everything that being sold isn't worthy of my time. Whenever I get a hold of my motherfucking head, I think that I can really mold something heavy from the fire. Get burned, boy. Grab a blunt, get turned, boy. Find out how respect is earned, boy. What you learn, boy? Time to put the all word, boy. It's a blessing and a curse, boy.
This is the 5th fucking plane that has interrupted my video. Wait, I guess I need to start practicing mindfulness and practicing what I preach.